Britney Spears has checked into a mental health facility. Game of Thrones stars dazzle on the red carpet, and Cardi B leads the pack in Billboard nominations. With us now to break down all the top entertainment stories is TV host and entertainment expert Josh McBride. Josh, my friend, you are a sight for sore eyes. Welcome. Thank you for being back on the show.
Thanks for having me, my sister from another mister. I miss you. You should be sitting right here, but I know we've got a lot to talk about.
So much to talk about. Let's start with Brit. Seems like Britney Spears is doing well She's actually admitted to going into a mental facility herself. What happened in the last few years that led to this?
Yeah, well, she's been doing great. I think personally, she had a successful Vegas show, been doing very well, but her father underwent a spontaneous colon rupture, which has caused him to go really several months in the hospital back in Louisiana, where she's from. As some know, Jamie, the father, is only 66 years old, so very young. He has 3 kids. Most of you know Britney and then Jamie Lynn, and then of course they have the older brother Brian. We were told from many reports that he was very unstable. However, the Spears camp did come out saying that he's going to be just fine. Now, there's varying reports out of there, but there was only one report from the Spears camp themselves saying that he was going to be, in fact, okay. Luckily, he was taking her advice rather, she was taking his advice to go into the mental health facility as they are very close. For many years, he's controlled her finances, so we know that they are beyond just partners as a family, and in a family, they are partners in business as well.
Does it? And I love that she's being so open about it.
I didn't hear you. What did you say?
I said in her Instagram post, she actually wrote she needed a little me time. And you know, I can't blame her for that, and I love that she's being so open about it.
Yeah, I think she's trying to be a leader of a pack here. You know, years ago, she went and suffered with a lot of mental health issues that maybe she wasn't so open about. So I think this time around, it was her choice. Her father did give her that guidance and said, you know, I know you're having a tough time with this. Maybe you should go, which I think is like a sweet thing that she's doing it because she's that upset about her father, but at the same time taking care of herself.
I couldn't agree more. All right, Josh, let's switch gears to the moment the world has been waiting for. Of course, we're talking about Game of Thrones Season 8. The premiere was last night. The cast gathered on the red carpet for the showing of the first episode, and the ladies, in my opinion, Josh, looked fantastic, but I'm curious to know what you think.
Yeah, everybody looked great. Let's start with Sophie Turner, rather. She's a Louis Vuitton ambassador, so of course she had to show up, of course, in Louis Vuitton. And this is one of those red carpets where they're taking it a step above your pink lipstick, Henna, and really doing the most with it. So if we go to Gwendolyn Christie, you'll see her here.
She was my favorite.
This is Iris Van Herpen, and let's talk about this. If you're in a show like Game of Thrones, I feel like this is how you're supposed to come to a carpet.
I agree.
You have this, right, Hannah? That's correct. I've seen you wear this on the show.
Yeah, I wear this to bed every night. Yeah, all the time.
Okay, I thought you brought it. I thought you wore it on this show once. Let's talk about Emilia Clarke. She was in Valentino. This is like the Oscars for some of you. You know, like this has become. If you're gonna go to the Game of Thrones premiere and you're in Game of Thrones, you better not show up. You better show up and show out, and these ladies did this. The last one we have is Maisie Williams, who was in Miu Miu, and these are just, again, look at these looks here.
So cute.
Showing up, showing out, and this was right here in New York. This was at Radio City Music Hall, which what better place to have a premiere where you're gonna have the star-studded last season than Radio City Music Hall.
And Josh, let's talk about the buzz around this show. Have we ever seen a show with this much anticipation and hype surrounding it?
No, absolutely not. Some fast facts for you here, Hannah. This actually this show, as reported by Parrot Analytics, is 159 times more seen and in demand than any other U.S. television show that has been out there before. A couple other fast facts for you. The trailer, collectively between YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and all media outlets, was now seen 81 million times in just the first 24 hours of it being out there. The question really now is, what next? So the show ends, how do you leave this and then do what? So there's been a lot of talks. I've heard 4 different series potentials in developments that could spiral off of this. The question is really when and how. This last season, the final 6 episodes took 10 months to create. A long time. As some know, if you worked in the TV business, usually one episode is 1 week. 10 months to create, and then each episode, Hannah, $15 million cost.
Unbelievable. Let's switch gears again, Josh. So much to talk about. Billboard Music Awards, the nominations came out today. Rapper Cardi B leading the way with 21 nominations. You know, she's gotten a lot of accolades in the last few years, and this isn't a surprise for me, but how big is this for her career, in your opinion?
This is huge, and no surprise that she was taking away the cake here. So in recent years past, we thought Cardi was going to really take it home this year before these nominations came out, that she was going to make it the most ever noms. Unfortunately, she was just shy of Drake and the Chainsmokers. Back in 2017, they took home, they were nominated rather for 22. Cardi B's at 21. Post Malone came in this year at 17 noms. Travis Scott with 12. Henna, I know you are not surprised on this one. We've talked about it on this show before. Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, of course, were nominated for the hit song, for what seemed to be like the hit song of the year so far. That will be May 1st on NBC. And Kelly Clarkson is hosting, which makes sense because she has a show coming out later this year, fall on NBC. Quick thing, top artists, we had Cardi, Drake, Ariana, Post Malone, and Travis. My assumption is it's going to go with Cardi on that one.
I'm with you on this one, Josh. You're telling me to wrap. Always a pleasure to have you on the show. Josh McBride, thank you for chatting with us.
Thanks, Hannah.